Hey everybody, what's up? I'm DJ Sixsmith. Welcome to Sit Down. Greg Kinnear is here with us. The Stand coming to CBS All Access. Greg, what's up, man? How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. Very excited about this show. I've been waiting for it for a while. So, what was it like being in this one? And what surprised you the most overall?
Well, I read Stephen King's book, The Stand. I was so proud of myself when I got through all 1,207 pages or whatever it was back in high school. It really did stay with me. I had an indelible impact. Um, Years later, funny enough, I made a movie with a that had a little Stephen King reference in it and had a Stephen King phone call, and then never really met him or spoke to the guy. And then years later, here I am having an opportunity to do the show. I look, the book is fantastic. It's an epic novel, and kind of captures all of the best that I think Stephen has to offer. And great fun to play this character who's kind of a worldly, wise philosopher who's got kind of a view and an outlook for every scenario. I could actually use a guy like this Sean, in my own life. He's the kind of friend I wish I had at times. But it was great fun to play him, and we had a wonderful cast of a lot of great actors, and it was quite a big show. And of course, it deals with a pandemic, which was just crazy irony that here I am 9 months later talking to you on Zoom from my house in a pandemic about a movie about a pandemic. It's all very surreal, but here we go.
It's been a trippy year, and it feels like this show just kind of fits in with that. So it's one thing to read a Stephen King book. It's another thing to be in that world. You have this whole good versus evil. Your character is somebody that's relied on for a lot of information. What is most fascinating about actually playing in that world with such a great cast?
I guess just the sort of fantasy of it all. I mean, it turned out to be a little less fantasy than I thought, but at the time it was just it's just such a broad story. It would be impossible, truthfully. I mean, this show could go on for 30 years, and I don't think you could capture every tiny detail of that book, which is so rich and so layered and textured. I do think we got a great sense having an opportunity to do as many as we did of the kind of overview of what this book is and what the characters are. But it was just it's kind of a dark ride, but it has a certain amount of hope to it, and it is a very unexpected story, I think, is the best way to put it.
So you've done so many different movies and TV shows and all these different twists and turns in entertainment. Why do you think this show will resonate with people? How does stuff cut through in your mind? What's most important?
At the end of the day, I mean, listen, there has been a lot made out of the fact that, okay, here's a book about a pandemic. We finished it about 3 days before the NBA shut down because of the pandemic. I don't know how much that really matters at the end of the day. I think the story sort of stands on its own. And, listen, Stephen has been the reason that so much of his material ultimately is adapted, I believe, is not because of these stories these kind of complex horror, or genre stories. I think it's more about ultimately the characters. They feel very real. He has an incredible ability to create and write characters that feel honest and true. And so, as an actor, when you're trying to, you're looking for that, it's a pretty deep well. And in this particular show, you've got a well that's extraordinary in the sense that, I mean, I don't know, there's 15 characters in it or something that are all doing their own thing and all have their completely different agendas. And that's no small feat.
Greg, real quick, running out of time here. You've done some awesome stuff. Can I get your favorite Jack Nicholson story from working with him back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, what can I tell you about Jack? We used to play a lot of golf in between acting days, which was quite fun. I don't know. It's funny. I remember him telling me about making Stanley Kubrick's film, The Shining, and how they had brought over some actor to play the bartender, the famous bartender. I believe he was an actor out of the UK, and he was supposed to be there for a week. And I think the guy ended up there for like a year and a half on set, being the bartender in Stanley's show. And just the craziness of making that, and again, that was a Stephen King piece of material, of course, and just I don't know, it just really drove home how every one of these projects, whether they're movies or shows, all start from a seed of sheer insanity. How any of them are ever made is amazing, but even more so of that material from the 70s and 80s. I think some of those shows were crazy that they ever got made.
Well, looking forward to this one. Greg, nice to meet you, man. Thanks so much. Stay healthy, and we'll talk to you down the road, all right?
Thank you very much. Thanks.